Okay. Uh, First things first. I'm gonna start off with an apology because I feel like I kind of owe you that. Basically, I was going to be doing some streaming last Sunday, but the problem is I started to have technical issues. I was gonna also stream the Sunday before or a day before that, but it's just a different day before that. But it's just even bigger technical issues. So we're now at the point where right now I have to figure out why my technical issue is happening. I'm gonna have to assume it's because I did something stupid, because that makes infinite more sense than anything else in the world. So yeah, the reason for why the review hasn't gotten put up yet is very very simple. Actually, is because the person I'm collaborating with had some real life stuff pop off, and as I told him, real life come first. End of discussion. Real life gotta come first. That's the way it is, the way it be, the way it needs to be. When it comes down to it, I'm instead going to be giving a bit of an opinion based video today. Um, Originally, I was thinking about maybe making this video like largely about just just different problems that I have with current time game or modern gaming. In other words, when it comes down to it, uh, the real thing that I decided instead, because I didn't want to do something heavy, I didn't want to do something that just frustrates me or saddens me or you know makes me feel like crap. Instead, I just kind of wanted to talk about something else. I kind of just wanted to talk about something that might sound silly, probably, of a thing to care about, probably. To those of you who think it is silly, I do not blame you because I'm conflicted with it half the time. You see, here's the thing. Um, when it comes down to it, this is something I notice I do a lot in games. Like, I do it a lot. It doesn't even matter what type of game it is, but I'm noticing I do it more and more over time. I want to know if anyone else does this because I know I do it a lot. When I'm playing a game, like for example, when I'm playing something like Dark Souls, especially, I'm the most guilty of it in Dark Souls. Oh boy. Anybody else play the game, make a character, you have them so they're set up so that they're fine. They look perfectly fine. They're not great at times because let's be real here. Dark Souls, Bloodborne, the whole 9 yards. Of your character looks kind of ugly, and it's hard to fix it. But as I'm playing it, I'll notice something that I've done more and more is I'll go and I'll take note of when I find some really cool weapon. Then instead of trying to finish the game, what I do instead is I stop playing that profile for X amount of time, and I make another character who's specifically designed around being able to use a specific weapon. Now, I watched my homie Smab play Elden Ring, and I want to be honest, I got to be evil and kind of alter the way Smab plays the game a little bit. Originally, I was telling Smab, "Congratulations! This time around, you're going to use a spear as a weapon." Well, that's how it was going to be. Then we found something I have a weakness for because I love them: fist based weapons. Smad took this turn, jumped into just the air, and found, while yes, did get invaded immediately, but found a weapon. And as soon as I saw it, as soon as I saw a weapon, I'm like, I'm going to be using that weapon for my character. Not optional. But here's the funny thing: is as I saw this weapon, the first thing that popped in my head wasn't, "Oh, I should probably use this healer class that's specifically for this." No, I didn't think that for 1 second. That wasn't even like 15th on the thoughts that popped in my head. I thought of everything, including even playing as a wretched character and using that weapon. I will admit that now. That crossed my mind. When it comes down to it, it's more like what popped in my head was, ooh, samurai who uses these holy knuckle blade weapons. Dope. I thought of plenty of the other classes. I didn't even for 1 second think about the actual class that has the high stat that weapon requires. Not even for a second. Anybody else who plays just like a game where you're making your own character, you're making your own style of play. I want to know: does anyone else like get weird with their experimenting? Like so much so that they put actual solid foundation builds like on hold, and they're just like, "Yo, I want to experiment with this." No, there's no class that actually is specifically for it, but let's experiment with it. I notice I do it, and I notice that I do it more and more. Yes, there's pre-built character classes that you can actually use that will take you all the way to the end of the game, especially if you put points into the areas where those are needed to have points in them. Then yeah, you can take these presets all the way to the end game. You could do that with pretty much everything, including Pyromancer or the Healer. It's a little harder with friggin' the with some of them, yes, but you still can take those specific classes all the way to end game if you want. You can. It's possible. But there's just something oddly fun and addictive about experimenting with the most bonkers bat crap build and seeing how far that build can go before you have to alter it some. You know? I might be in the minority on this one. I could be the weirdo in the group, to be honest with you, and I wouldn't be surprised. But there's just something about customizing and screwing around with the character builds and making some bonkers freaking acid trip builds. And I've done a few of them. I've done too many of them, arguably. I want to know, does anyone else do this? Or is that just a me thing? Am I just weird for making these builds that are completely bonkers? Am I? I almost feel like I might be in the minority a little bit. But at the same time, it's just kind of fun. Eh? Uh, I feel like I should probably apologize about the bonkers freaking hair. Sorry about that. Uh, I hope to maybe see some people in the comments, say whether or not you guys do this too, or if I'm just weird. I'm probably just weird. Let's be honest. I'm gonna say something a little different just because why not? I hope you guys like the video, or better yet, I hope you guys laughed at me, with me, for me. Like, if I made you guys grin, it's good, successful day. Uh, I hope to see you guys next time.